Money. 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 You gotta have it. When you need it, what do? If you don't have a rich uncle, call LendingTree. With us, hundreds of banks compete for your business, so you'll get loans with competitive interest rates, and in some cases, with no closing costs. So here's the deal. If you need money, call us. Do you want to refinance your current loan? Are you 62 or older and interested in a reverse mortgage? Then call LendingTree now. 800-634-1315. 800-634-1315. We've closed over $250 billion in loans. We know what we're doing and can help you. Call right now for a free quote. 800-634-1315. 800-634-1315. 800-634-1315. That's 800-634-1315. NMLS number 1136.
The following is a live copyrighted presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for RadioLawTalk.com with your host, Frederick Penny, attorney at law. And now, RadioLawTalk.com.
Welcome this beautiful Saturday morning in sunny, burning up California with Todd Cuden and Fred Penny here at Radio Law Talk. Again, one of the most exciting radio shows on the earth, with the exception of what, Todd? The alien shows?
Yeah, the alien shows obviously are the ones that take the cake, but, you know, right. and we're trying to book some aliens on the show, so, you know, but
right.
Apparently our email connection with other galaxies is
just came in. Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
It says, I think not.
Okay, all right. That's the way it is.
That sounded like Mork and Mindy.
Nanu.
How much money's in it for me?
That's it. Speaking of money, we're going to have a great time today. Todd and I are flying semi-solo. That solo would be one, but
flying
duo today. But that's okay. Chris Rodriguez and Denise Dirks are out busy today. We have Cal Hunter behind the glass. Thank you, Cal, for producing our show. We have some really cool things to talk about today. We're going to talk about probably one of the most important things is Charlie Sheen having a rough go of it, because he had to. What happens when you're divorced and you have child custody? What you have to do is you have to. I'm opening the door for Denise. She just showed up. We thought she was sick, but no, here she is. She's coming in. So anyway, to make a long story short, when you have financial problems or financial issues during a divorce or after a divorce and you have child custody, if your financial situation changes, you can always go to the judge and ask for, hey, a little bit of leniency. I can't pay my child support. I need to pay less. Yeah, modification. And this is the modification. And what happens during the modification is they have to file papers and say why they're going to modify it. So we're going to talk about Charlie Sheen and why he needs to modify his, quote, child support, because he's having some issues. And I'm sure we all feel sorry for him. But we're also going to talk about one thing that I'm glad we're talking about now, because Rodriguez is not here, and that is we're going to talk about Harvard Law School being sued, not law school, Harvard School being sued for administration issues of being discriminatory one way or the other, of not allowing certain people into their school. And the first thing I asked myself is, how the heck did Rodriguez get into Harvard? Because one of the issues is if you're a docent and somehow they're arguing if you're kind of one of the main money givers, your kids have a good chance of getting in. And I know from Winters, California, that's probably how Harvard Rodriguez got in, because I'm sure it was big money that rolled in from Winters to get him into Harvard. So
I was just playing Chris's "Welcome to the Field" song. Now, Denise, Fred raised a question about Charlie Sheen. You know,
yes.
So my only question on this, and I thought we'd just get it out right now, is, since he only has, $10 million left,
how does he survive?
Yeah, can he, if he has to file an order with the court, can he ask his ex-wife to pay his legal expenses? I mean, what if he can't afford his lawyer to file this?
Okay, well, only if there's 2 ex-wives involved and there's 4 kids.
Right.
But only if they do something wrong would they be likely to have to pay any attorney fees and sanctions. It's going to also depend on disparity of income. So we should get into all of that when we talk about the story, because there's a lot he has to show. It's not going to be just a pass for him. He's going to have to really come out with the burden of proof to show certain things in order to get a reduction in this.
I would be curious by the time we get to that to know how old are his kids now anyway.
Yeah,
I'm curious how old they are.
It mentions it, but by the way, he does have another child that's 33 from a high school sweetheart. But the interesting thing is, I know you say, oh, poor Charlie, he only has $10 million. I'll put nickels to dollars on it that the child support's pretty darn high. It's not the typical child support like you see in a normal situation. Okay, $2,500 a month or something. I bet it's some sort of outrageous, super high child support.
I think it's in the 100,000s a month.
And I don't want to get I don't want to. I'll wait and say it when we cover the issue.
Yeah. Oh, you know the answer! Yay!
Well, no, just about his income. We say $10 million. The guy's still making money. He's got a credits list that's so long. He's making royalties off Two and a Half Men. That's in syndication, so he's still making money on that. He's making money on anger management. He's getting residuals for all the movies that he's done.
That's
I
true.
mean, when he says I'm down to $10 million, I'm sorry, pal. You're not. You still have cash flow. All right.
Right.
So.
But remember, this is also a guy who shot his fiancée in the arm accidentally, and back in 1990, she broke off the engagement shortly thereafter. But he accidentally shot his own girlfriend in the arm.
Let's just put. I think the one thing we can agree on Charlie Sheen right now.
I didn't know that.
Is his catchphrase is probably no longer winning.
Well, yeah,
it's now
losing.
Paying.
Losing. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to have case or no case, which is the most popular thing. But we would like to welcome. Officially, this is the first week that we are being carried by the Armed Forces Radio Network. Where's the clapping? We want to hear the clap. Oh, that's the alien.
No.
That's the alien.
That's the alien email.
Oh, there's the clapping. Yay. So welcome Armed Forces Radio Network. Those of you who are going to be listening to us worldwide, all over the world on different continents, we are going to be heard. So we can be heard at different times because, in Afghanistan or in Germany, it's a different time zone.
Philippines.
Yeah, we're everywhere. It's going to be everywhere. So here's what they're going to do. It's going to be Wednesdays, 1 to 4 p.m. We're going to be heard, and Wednesdays, 1 to 4 a.m. Eastern time. And the reason we're heard during those times is we can flip, and no matter where you are in the world at one time or another, you can hear us on Armed Forces Radio Network.
And if you're listening to us there, we still want your questions. You can send emails to info@radiolawtalk.com. You can tweet us. You can send a question on Facebook.
That's exactly
If you have
right.
legal questions or something that you'd like us to talk about on the program, we would welcome input from the people whom we honor, those who are serving our country around the world.
Thank you, the men and women in uniform. We appreciate that. But we're excited about that. So we're gaining strength here. So we're also going to talk about the Manafort trial. I've actually been on the radio this past week on some other shows talking about Manafort trial, and Denise, Todd, and I have briefly discussed it during this past week. Guess what? Harvey Weinstein is in the news again. I know it's a shocker. Harvey Weinstein is in the news. We're going to talk about him. The Trump administration lawsuit about family separation issues of deported parents. We're going to briefly talk about that. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy about that.
Yeah, trying to shift the burden onto the ACLU, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're going to talk about that. Duck boats, safe or not? Lawsuits are saying no. Lawsuits about 2020 census. We're going to talk about that. Todd and I were talking about that a little bit earlier this morning. Don't forget, there is going to be some more same-sex lawsuits. Now it's a flower shop and a retirement home being sued for discriminating against same-sex couples. We're going to talk about that. A great story that we got to talk about that's going to be made into a movie, correct, Todd? We talked about that?
I believe so.
It's about the McDonald's Monopoly
The
game.
McDonald's
yeah.
Monopoly
We
game.
love that. I'm sorry, my wife and my children, back when in the day when my kids were younger, we used to love to play that. And I'm telling you right now, I love to play it. I'm going to shout out for Safeway, a West Coast
I was going to say, you can
supermarket.
get those a lot of places. It's kind of fun.
Yes.
I don't know if I can talk too much about McDonald's because the SEC might preclude me from doing that, in as much as I dine there so frequently that apparently I'm
Yes.
affecting the stock price.
You are.
But we'll see. We'll see. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, so we're going to be back and talk about all those things. We're going to do case or no case when we come back. But again, welcome Armed Forces Radio Network. I'm with Denise, Todd, myself. I'm Fred Penny, your host of Radio Law Talk. Call us at 855-LAW Radio. We'll be right back.
All advertising for legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to RadioLawTalk.com.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on. Grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stuart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help. The cost of getting rid of garbage is high, and recycling products is lucrative. If you're a business or know of a business that needs an individual compactor or baler, call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. If you already have an industrial compactor, baler, or shredder and need service, don't forget to call Northwest Compacting at 888-201-0911. Northwest Compacting, your full-service industrial compacting and baling company. Read more about them at northwestcompacting.com.
I've got to get my car washed. This dirt, it just won't do. But I don't have no time today. I don't know what I do.
Man, I know this place right down the road. Quick, quack, car wash. Hop inside, let's take a ride and watch this cat and shine. Just come and see, I guarantee your ride will steal the show. Come on, quick, quack, car wash. Don't drive that dirty car. Quick, quack, car wash. They'll have you looking sharp.
Peekaboo, peekaboo, smile.
Smile, buddy.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
You're listening to RadioLawTalk.com. And now back to your host, Frederick Penny.
Yeah, we're back with Denise, Todd, and myself, Fred Penny, host of Radio Law Talk. Again, welcome Armed Forces Radio Network. Welcome Amargosa Valley. We haven't said hi to Amargosa Valley in quite some time. And Dallas.
I like the Amargosa Valley.
Let's hi to Dallas.
Oh, come on.
What is it? It's KBDT. Big Talk Dallas?
Big Dallas Talk.
Big Dallas Talk.
KBDT.
Welcome, Dallas. We love having Dallas, Texas, and all you Texans over there. We love to talk about the law, and we like to have fun. But more than anything, we love case or no case. That's our favorite. That's everybody's favorite. Cal, get ready and roll it.
I'm starting to get more comments
play
about it.
Case or no case.
Right.
All right, before we get too deeply into this, I guess I should probably find my Google Doc and call up the score for case or no case.
Well, all I know, one
Anybody
thing,
want to know the
Cal.
score?
Well,
Yeah,
Cal,
I do because I don't know where I'm at.
Guess what, Denise? You really lucked out for not being here last week because Cal smoked me the first two. We decided to do 3 of them. I got 0 points on the first 2.
I think I remember that because you're like within 1 or 2 points of me, right?
Yeah, we're close, you and I.
As it stands right now, Mr. Penny has 53 points.
Okay.
Got to make sure I get that. Yeah, 53. I'm looking at my little spreadsheet here. Denise holds at 52.
Ooh.
Mr. Cunin was 53 the week before, and then he got a 1, a 4, and a 2. Is that correct? Wow.
Yes.
He got
How'd you get a
7
4?
points last
Because it
Doubled.
was double
had
double
double
points
points.
for the second case or no case, and I guessed
Which I got 0.
and I guessed no case. I guessed
Fred
that
got
Cal was bluffing, and I won.
So what does he have? Holy cow!
60.
You're at 60.
I'm at 60.
11 bar man.
And did Chris get anything?
Nope, he got nothing.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what Chris does.
So he's holding at 31.
Yeah, he is holding at his, he has actually 29 points.
You know, we give a guy a break. We allow him to come in and make up points from nearly single digits to get back in the game. And what does he do with it? Oh, my gosh. Oh, thanks for the points, but I have better things to do.
He's from Harvard.
Yeah, well, you know.
He claims to be competitive. Okay, whatever.
I love to see Rodriguez at a baseball game. It was a coach.
Okay,
You know the bats, a little league. Can you see 9-year-olds out there playing and a bat flying out from the bullpen?
Now, he usually coaches his son's basketball team, and basketball
Daughter.
season's-
You guys keep
his daughter.
forgetting
That's
it's
right.
his daughter.
He coaches his kids' basketball teams and stuff like that. I would love to sneak a GoPro into the stadium, into the arena where he's coaching one game, and just have it there and watch, and then edit that down and call it the Rodriguez outburst.
Rodriguez cam. We could get a Rodriguez
The
cam.
Rod cam.
And have the Rod cam and have all these. Because I'll tell you, I'm glad I have never refereed one of his games because I can almost guarantee you that he'd be watching it from the locker room.
That's right. Exactly right. All right, let's roll it, Cal.
All right, here we go. Here
All
we
right.
go for case or no case.
Yeah,
I
here we
take you now to our nation's capital, the great city of Washington, D.C., where a woman whose name I cannot properly pronounce enters a restaurant wearing a hijab.
A what? Oh, okay, gotcha.
So she comes into the restaurant. A woman comes into the restaurant wearing a hijab, and the maitre d' says, "I'm sorry, madam, we do not serve your kind here."
What?
And so she sued under, or did she? Did she sue under federal anti-discrimination law, would be Washington, D.C. So my question is, case or no case? Now, you look at it on the surface and you say, come on, Cal, work with me. Give me something more than this. This is too obvious. Think about it. Remember where the case took place.
Washington, D.C.
Remember, this is a woman going into a restaurant wearing a habib.
Well, we'll say what a habib is. Some people probably don't know what
I thought
it
you
is.
said head bob.
No.
That could have been happening, too. Yo.
It's the facial cover that many
Yeah.
Muslim women, I guess you'd say traditional Muslim women wear as a tenet of their faith, so they can't be recognized by anyone but their family, and then only by their hands. The only way the children can recognize their mothers by looking at their hands.
Not their eyeballs?
Well, I'm just telling you what the theory behind the Habib is. Whether they can by looking them in the eye, I don't know.
Okay.
So the question is, Denise, in Washington D.C. Now, no, I want this is serious. Now, I want you to think about this. In Washington D.C., can a person sue?
In federal court, yes, they can.
Okay, that's it. So you.
And the question becomes, is it a federal violation? Because the anti-discrimination laws really apply to governments, right? They don't really apply to people unless it's a state law, like we've seen it with the cake case, right?
Are you?
Todd, don't look away from me and look down here.
We're not
He's not
helping.
giving me nothing.
She's asking for help.
Todd's all, what do you want from me?
This is why poker players wear sunglasses, okay?
Yeah, Todd's all, now we're collaborating?
That's why you got to see Denise. She's looking at each of us like, what, you want us to help you? The first thing you got to figure out, Denise, is whether or not this is a
case or no case.
Okay. That's just.
So you're saying it is a case?
Well, I'm saying it could be because the facts are enough to be a case. But you always pull that too, but it's not
He's
that
got the
great
cards
factually.
I'm not pulling anything. I'm just asking if it's a case or a no case. That's all I'm doing.
And does she win or not, right?
Yeah, what's the outcome? Yeah.
Denise, go for it. What are you doing?
No case.
Oh, man. Okay. Mr. Penny, your thoughts?
You know what? This irritates me.
I might change my answer.
There's really no facts. I mean, someone walks in, says, I don't feed, quote, we don't serve your kind, case, no case. It's like, well, okay.
Okay, it's
in
basic.
DC.
I'll give you that.
No, that is so basic. Well, the thing is, it's so basic, Cal, that it's just, it's just so basic that it's got to be a case. If it was something else, I'd say, if you had details.
Well, you got to stretch this out because now we're starting to get a little short of time.
I know.
Okay.
We are. I'm thinking about it. We got 30 seconds left. Let me
Denise,
think about it.
I'll give you the option of changing your answer before the break.
Right now, you mean?
You have to change it before we take our break. Right?
The answer, my answer is, they have a case. It's a case, but I know there's a case, but they win.
Okay, Denise, do you wish to change your answer?
No.
Okay, you're going to stick with that.
I'm going to say it's not a case. You made it up because it is factually, it falls within that parameter, and you made it Washington, D.C., and there's no state laws in Washington, D.C., because Washington, D.C. is not a state, so it goes to the feds. Everything kind of fits really good.
Did you say state? He didn't say state.
He said Washington, D.C., and it's under federal law because there's no
I
state
agree.
law in our
Only
court.
All right, we'll be right back.
One of us is barred in D.C. here.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You get it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
My name is Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I've assembled an excellent team of highly experienced personal injury trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. At Penny & Associates, we will aggressively represent you and your family when someone has been injured in an accident. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
For a free initial consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW and ask for Frederick, Stewart, Rob, Kevin, Kent, or Will. That's Frederick Penny at Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers, 1-800-616-4LAW.
This is Denise Sturks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help. We've already, Denise said no. Fred said yes. So
this was my take on it.
It's my scenario.
Okay? Yeah. This was my take on it. I think that this is, and I'm going to use my words very carefully here. I think that this is an actual incident that occurred. I do not believe you are making that up. This is an actual incident that occurred, that the individual went to the restaurant and that the maitre d' said, "We do not serve your kind here." The problem with this being a case for which she can get any recovery from a discriminatory standpoint is we don't know on these facts what was meant by the word kind. If the word kind referred to her gender, her race, her religion, any of that, all those that are protected classes, I think they have a case regardless of whether it is a government actor or a private actor. I think they've got that. However, by saying the word kind, he could very well be referring to the type of clothes that she is wearing, and clothing in and of itself is not a protected class. I mean, we see this all the time. No
but it's her religion.
Hold on. No shoes, no shirt, no service. That would be discriminatory if we allowed her to sue. And so what I am going to say is that this is an actual...
That is so intelligent. Look how this is so...
I'm going to say that
it's longer than the actual case.
I know.
So I'm going to say that this is an incident that actually occurred, but she was unable to receive any relief for a federal cause of action because she could not state a claim and identify herself as a protected class.
That's a 12B6, right?
Probably. That's my answer.
Well, that's a good answer, Todd, and I'm really glad you thought of that. So you're saying not a case. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's saying that it was the incident occurred, but she
couldn't sue.
She couldn't state a cause
of action. Is it a case or not a case? Is it a case or not a case, Todd? That's a yes or no.
Who said she couldn't sue? A court or no lawyer would take it or what?
I'm going to say no lawyer would take it.
So no case.
So it's an incident that occurred, but she was not even able to file.
Wait a minute.
So in that instance, I would have to go with it's not a case.
Okay, there we go.
It's not a case. It's not a case, but you didn't make it up.
All right. Cal, we got 2 no cases. So if I lose, that's okay. At least I got an opportunity to catch up.
Well, let me qualify this with. Let me qualify.
Oh, brother, now the qualification.
Let me qualify my answer in this way. This morning, I was listening to the Stanford Law Review show on Sirius Satellite Radio as I was coming in. I flipped over to 1380 where our show plays, and they had one of those boring shows on like RadioLawTalk, only not anywhere near as good, and there were no aliens on it.
No aliens and no crazy people.
So that was it. So
boring talk.
I changed off of that to satellite, and they explained a case very similar to this in Washington, D.C., and said that she could not sue for relief because under federal law, if you have an all-male restaurant, for example, you may exclude females. There is no gender protection for this type of discrimination under the current federal statute. In other words, had she gone in and said, I'm homosexual and my wife is coming with me and she's going to join me, they could have been sued under federal law. Had she said, I'm a Muslim, yes, could have been sued under federal law. Had she gone in and said, I'm a woman, and they say, nope, this is an all-male restaurant, we do not seat women in this restaurant, under according to what they said on this show today, and I did some quick researching into this, under the current federal discrimination statute, they cannot sue because she is a woman.
It was a case.
Yeah, it was not a case. I made the whole thing up.
But the point is... It was not a case?
No.
All right.
It was a scenario that they discussed in the show, and I just borrowed their scenario.
Wait a minute.
So
Let's back up.
It was no case, Fred.
Oh, my
Denise,
God.
Todd.
I got smoked. What a freaking
idiot. I'm sorry. But that was their conclusion, and I thought, well, that's really fascinating. I think I can make a case or no case up out of that.
So I'm going to bring this up. So they said that was a scenario, not a specific case.
Right, and they said, and under this scenario, she would
Got
not
it.
be able to sue. In every state, they said, like in Colorado, there's an anti-discrimination law that protects specifically women.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
every state has their own law. The
Right.
federal law does not protect on the basis of male or female discrimination.
Guess what? You know, I'm going
You
to
know,
argue.
you want to hear the most important part
From
about
what-
that
from
story?
what they said. Yeah.
Cal?
It's a fake.
I have more points than
Okay, let's back up. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the
Where
deal.
does the rubber hit the road here? We're talking points.
Yeah. This is what I say. I'm going to say, I would argue if I was her attorney, this is about religion, because our religion, that's our religion, is this dress. And that's what I would have argued as her plaintiff's lawyer. I would say it is a religious issue.
Well, I think she could have gone there, but even if it were religious, remember that she was nonetheless a female.
Oh, it was an all-male
Right,
place?
it was an all-male
Oh, that's what I
restaurant.
didn't get.
Yeah,
it was all-male.
Yeah, that little fact wasn't really told to us. was it?
Yes, it's
Oh,
always
I didn't tell you it was an all-male
anecdotal.
restaurant beforehand. That would have given the whole thing away.
Well,
I
then,
couldn't do that. I said it was a
the
restaurant.
facts aren't complete. How can I opine on when the facts aren't complete? Your Honor, I'd like to make an argument for my client.
We need to stop whining.
I guess that's directed at me. All right, give us the points, Cal. Give us the points.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and look them up here. According to what I have here, Mr. Penny has 53, holding steady there. Denise has 54.
She's passed me.
And Mr. Cunin has a
So good.
grand total of 62 points.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, Todd.
And you know who's going to win the lemon bars? It's going to be Todd, the one that won't share.
Who said I wouldn't share?
Well, the cat
You-
will share.
yeah,
He'll
he'll
share with his
share with
cat.
his
He'll
cats.
share, just not with you.
You know what, though? I'll tell you, Denise, don't forget. We could get a run like in the NBA or
I'm not going to be
football.
here next week, right?
Oh,
So
double or nothing.
I'm going to be on assignment next week, and something tells me it's going to be a 3-case or no case day.
And a double the points second hour.
Anytime we have a 3-case, I get to play wild card with the points in some fashion.
Oh, brother.
And you know I will. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes today's case or no case.
Yes, thank you, Cal.
And as my friend Kevin Spacey said,
You're all morons.
and now back to...
I'm the moron. These two are not morons.
Not at all. Not
Speaking of morons, let's talk about Charlie Sheen.
Nice,
All right,
nice transition.
This is interesting. Now, this is talking about he has a divorce. Well, first of all, there's 3 women in his life. His
that we know of.
That we know of, right. There's the first woman was his
High school
sweetheart. They had a baby child, and I think it's a daughter of 33.
His daughter's name is Cassandra Jade Estevez.
She's 33, I believe. Okay.
Yes.
And then you have Brooke Mueller and Denise Richards. Okay, so one of them has twins, and that is Brooke Mueller.
Mueller's no relation to
twin sons.
No
And
relation to the
they're
special
6 years old, I
investigator.
think.
Right, and then
Ferris Bueller.
then the one who he's bringing the case against, basically
9.
asking for reduction in child support, is the other 2 children with Denise Richards, correct?
Yeah.
And they're what, 8 and 9 years old?
No,
or-
Sam is 14 and Lola is 18.
All right. So when this happens, this is what's called, and Denise is going to talk more about this than Todd and I, because this is her specialty. This is what she handles specifically: is child custody, divorces, family law matters,
And support.
and support. But here's the thing that's interesting. You've heard the story, guys, haven't you, about the father that was making his last child support payment? Haven't you heard that story? What happened? So he's making his last child support payment. That's about approximately when they're 18, round numbers. And he asks his daughter to come and meet with him first. And he hands her a check and says, please take this to your mother and make sure she sees this. And you tell her that I said this is the last check I'll ever pay her. And she said, all right. She drove over there, went to the mom's house, handed her the check. A few days later, she comes back with Dad. Dad says, well, what did she look? What was her facial expressions? Well, she smiled and said to tell you that you were not the dad. You're not my dad. All right, with that, we're going to come back and talk about Charlie Sheen in a little bit with Denise. That's what she does. She's a family law lawyer. Todd, myself, will listen as we hear about Charlie Sheen. We'll be right back.
All advertising, legal services on Radio Law Talk is strictly for the state or states in which the advertiser is licensed. For more information, go to RadioLawTalk.com.
Business needs growth to survive, and Accelerate You is in the business of growing your business. Accelerate You gets it. They have sales professionals, real top talent teams. Accelerate You has venture capitalists, and Accelerate You has strategic partners who roll up their sleeves and help you grow your business. It's what they do. They help people in business just like you. In fact, last year, Accelerate You launched 30 successful go-to markets for startup companies. With success like that, you can see why Accelerate You is able to only work with a select group of companies, perhaps yours. If you want to increase revenue for your business, call 916-BETTER-0. That's 916-237-7370. 916-BETTER-0. Come on, grab the phone. Make the call. Accelerate You. 916-BETTER-0. Again, call 916-BETTER-0 for Accelerate You.
Jason Rossback here with Fred Penny, managing attorney from Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Now, Fred, what type of cases are you dealing with now, and what sets you apart?
Jason, we help people with all types of personal injury cases. We're former insurance company trial lawyers. We understand the other side, which gives us a distinct advantage over our competition. Remember, we don't get paid unless we win.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennylawyers.com or give them a call, 1-800-616-4LAW. That's PENNEY lawyers.com.
This is Denise Dirks. We can represent clients in divorce, legal separation, child and spousal support, custody, termination of parental rights, step-parent adoptions, guardianships, and even conservatorship matters. Call 1-877-886-7186 for a consultation.
The law offices of Denise L. Dirks provide family law services in Northern California. When the law affects your family, call 877-886-7186. The family of attorneys at Denise L. Dirks is here to help.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke.
145 over 92, and then I had a heart attack.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Looking for a full day of fun for the family? You can't beat spending your day or evening at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville, the premier family entertainment destination for all of Northern California. Pick from one of two adventure-themed 18-hole mini golf courses, then get challenged on our fast car racetrack. Don't miss Golfland's state-of-the-art laser tag arena, laser nights, and over 200 arcade games. The best in family entertainment, now at Golfland Sunsplash in Roseville. Golfland.com.
I knew I had a problem, but I didn't know what to do about it.
I tried counting calories, I took pills, eating, and then more eating.
I really wanted to stop, but nothing could make me stop.
At one point, it was so bad that I just felt like giving up.
I felt so alone.
Like nobody else could possibly understand.
We understand. We're Overeaters Anonymous, and we have helped thousands of people just like you. People who want to stop their compulsive eating and start living a healthy, rewarding life.
Overeaters Anonymous, help me get my life back.
Now I eat in a way that's healthy and good for me.
I never realized what I was missing out on.
With OA, I am living again and loving it.
Start living the life you deserve with help from Overeaters Anonymous. Find us on the web at oa.org.
Hear past episodes of Radio Law Talk on RadioLawTalk.com. Just click on the podcast tab. Happy listening.
Go, Denise. Talk about family law matters and Charlie Sheen.
Okay, so first off, in California, you pay guideline child support. The only time you wouldn't pay guideline is if there's a reason to deviate from guideline. It's basically a formula that comes out based upon the income of the parties and the timeshare with the children and other things like union dues and other incidentals that impact gross income. So you've got Charlie Sheen saying that he has He's losing a bunch of money. He can't pay for his pool, guys. He's, behind on different utilities, and he's just not making it. Although he does admit he has $10 million. He's put his house up for sale for just shy of $10 million. It's like 99999 across. And so he's asking for the court to give him relief. Now, I don't know how much he pays per kid. They probably are not the same. They're two different wives, ex-wives that are involved. The oldest child, of course, she's 33. He no longer has to pay for her, and hasn't had to pay for her since she was 18
I know friends
and graduated high school.
I know friends that are still paying for the 33-year-old children.
Yes, but they're not divorced.
I know.
Yes.
Sorry, Denise.
That's true. I get it, but not child support.
Yeah, I got it.
Just really quickly on that, Denise. Let's say, just hypothetically, somebody's paying $1,500 a month in child support for two kids, and one child is, say, 16, and the other child is, let's say, 6. On the child support order, would it be more common for it to be split, it's $750 for each child, or would the amount per month be weighted more towards the younger child?
Well, there are programs that do that, and under these programs, they weight it toward the younger child.
So if he's paying different amounts, it could be based on the fact that the childs are all different ages. That could be one of the factors.
And he could have different timeshares with the children as well.
Right. Good.
So, yes, that's exactly true. But what does he have to show? He has the burden of proof to show a material change of circumstances that would justify a decrease in the child support that he's paying. And first of all, he's probably would be considered an unusual earner, a high income earner, where he could deviate from guideline support based upon being a high income earner. That's something that could have happened. So he's got to prove now that he's really in dire straits and that he doesn't have the money he has before. And let's say that he was making like 1.8 million per episode when he did the 2.5 Men. Right. That's per episode. How many episodes? Once a week.
That's a 20 episode deal usually. They do 20 in a year.
Right. So I think right away it's pretty easy for him to show he's had a reduction in income just by that mere fact. Will it be enough though?
Hey, I tell you, just FYI, in February, his $10 million Southern California home was put up for sale. So he probably is going down in financial status. So,
but Denise, I asked this question in a reply email earlier when we were discussing the case. Am I missing something that if a guy who's knocking down almost $35 million a year, why would he have a mortgage on a $10 million house?
Well, this guy...
I'm missing something here.
It could be that he lived to excess. We don't know that because that's not really... let's put it this way. His ex-wives haven't pined in yet. Let them pine in and see what they're going to say. But expenditures really are not that relevant to child support. It can be a reason to deviate from guideline if somebody doesn't, has to pay a high amount of money for their rental place, or they have high living expenses and that are unusual that could deviate, but not when you're at the level of him. It's
just a hypothetical for your question there, Cal. Let's say he goes to buy a house and his real estate agent says, and personal financier says, Charlie, you never stay more than 4 years in any house. Okay? If you buy this house outright for $10 million and the real estate market tanks and all you can get for it is $8, you're going to lose $2 million for living here for 5 years. If you do a mortgage on the house for 5 years, the most you will pay is X, and you could still sell it as a profit. So it may be a financial situation as a hedge against losing some money. I know sometimes they choose to do that, but that could be a reason why he's got a mortgage as opposed to
But from a simple money management standpoint,
you write off your interest.
Yeah, but debt, when you have the opportunity to not be in debt, I just didn't get it. It struck me as strange.
Well, just an update. He can't sell. He's having problems selling his house. So as of May of this year, he's renting the house. So
he's renting it out.
He's renting it out. It's a Beverly Hills home. up there. In
I looked at it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I offered him 9.9.
They wouldn't take a two-party out-of-state post-dated check. I told him to go pound sand.
Well, it's not going to be $500 a month. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I say?
Okay.
We buy it, Denise, and we put Radio Law Talk in.
But Denise, you were talking about child support, and we got off on this
And the
tangent,
really important thing here is that what does he have to file? He has to file a request for order to modify child support, and he has to file an income and expense declaration disclosing all of his income and all of his expenses. So those are the two things he has to file. Then he has to meet the burden of proof to show that there's been a material change of circumstances, and if he's down even $1 million, that would be considered perhaps a material change of circumstances that would justify a reduction in the child support.
So material goes to one of the things when we talk about material would be the amount. Look, if he's making $1.2 million an episode and all that, and let's say he's got the same thing, and now he's only making $1.1 million an episode. Questionable whether or not that's material because his income fluctuates. It has to be something huge. If we put it in terms like so the average Joe paying child support, you go from say a $70,000 a year job, you lose that, and now you're working at Walmart for $36,000 a year. That's material.
That is material, but so would $20 million. When he was working for the 2.5 men, all the way down to $10 million a year.
Yeah.
That is also material. That's half his income. So that would probably qualify for material and would make it. Now the question is too.
Like $70,000 or something a month. I mean, his monthlies were crazy out of his child support. A lot of money.
Yeah, no, they're a lot.
Yeah. Nothing like Johnny Depp.
They got to be close to 100,000. That's what my guess would be. Per kid.
Nothing compared to Johnny Depp, though. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but I think now he has another argument here, and that's his health. His health is keeping him back. He claims now he's blacklisted, and he's not going to be able to work like he used to be able to work because he was diagnosed with HIV in 2015, and that may be impacting him as well because his health would be a major consideration. But can I say something?
Sure.
On the upside, you know how he's always winning, right?
Right.
Well, once Roseanne Barr's show got canceled, he's like, oh, let's reboot 2.5 Men. So he is trying really hard to get a reboot of 2.5 Men. And if he does that, he'll be fine.
You know, one of the things about him and his problem is it's not just the HIV, but the reason he's really blacklisted is when he got out of 2.5 Men, he burned a lot of bridges.
Chuck Lorre was not happy.
Yeah,
happy. That's right. Chuck Lorre put him down. He's like major scammed, and he talked tigers. Remember that? Yeah. He was talking like he's a tiger, and oh my gosh, out of the world.
The whole winning thing that he was talking about was that he was continuing to be successful, even though he really, as he put it, stuck it to the producers and whatever. And
then he went into rehab.
You burn those kind of bridges, and they're all friends. They're not going to want to do another show. And I think other producers would look at that and say, I'd be leery hopping into a partnership with this guy because we thought he and Lori were tight, and look what he did to him.
Yeah, but you know what? Things change, and Lori may be looking at the bottom line.
Here's the answer. If it can make Lori money,
thank you.
He's going to do it.
I totally agree with that scenario. Yeah. So we'll have to keep up on this. I'll try to stay with this case and find out, what we're doing and what's he's doing, and if there's a big possibility that his former wives will agree to a reduction just to give him a little break as well. Because nobody really wants their dirty laundry out there in the public, and child support is in the public arena.
Or not only that, they don't want to crush him to where he can't make money anymore. They put him down to nothing. Then next thing you know, he's broke, and they're not going to be able to receive anything.
Right.
I mean, you've probably seen stuff like this happen before, Denise.
I do.
Is it unusual to ask for child support reduction? Is that unusual?
No, that's not unusual at all. But I do have to say these children's ages are such that he is going to continue to pay for them until they are 18 and graduated from high school, or 19 and still a full-time high school student. So that's the law in California, or unless they get emancipated or something else happens.
And a lot of other laws are probably similar in other states. I mean, that's why you talk to your lawyer. Don't forget, call us at 855-LAW-RADIO or tweet us at RadioLawTalk. Don't forget, we're talking about general topics of the law. And go seek an attorney if you have any questions. Thanks, Denise, for that great insight. I'm Fred Penny, your host. We'll be right back with Radio Law Talk.
You have been listening to RadioLawTalk.com, a copyrighted presentation of Radio Law Talk Incorporated.
Hi, this is Wayne Alaroot. I'm a father of 4, and I worry every day about this dangerous world. There are so many things that could go wrong. Economic collapse, stock market crash, terrorist attack, war with North Korea. There's a lot to worry about when it comes to protecting your income, assets, and your family's future. Thankfully, my good friends at Tangible Investments are your safe haven from the storm. Call now, and Tangible Investments will send you absolutely free a 1-ounce American Silver Eagle along with your guide for investing in precious metals. To receive your free American Silver Eagle, call toll-free 800-780-9000. That's 800-780-9000.
Are you taking Viagra and tired of paying $50 per tablet? Marley Drug has generic Viagra for just $10 per tablet. $10 for generic Viagra is a savings of $40 per dose. Call now and get free shipping on 10 tablets or more of generic Viagra. Marley Drug is a North Carolina pharmacy licensed in all 50 states. For information, go to marleygenerics.com or call us at 800-515-3062. That's 800-515-3062.